unless you tell us where to go, okay? Because we don't want anybody to come and tell us, oh, I found your kids doing something they were not supposed to. Because we don't want them to say that to us, right? Because we don't want you guys to get in trouble. So we're trying to help you guys out. Don't help us, help you. Stay with us. If you need to go to the bathroom, just say, hey man, I need to go to the bathroom really quick. I'm like, okay, go. But that doesn't mean 20 people get up and be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay? So that's rule number one. What is it? Stay together. Yes, ma'am. Good job. One person got it. Is that the only one that got it?
Let's try again.
Let's try again. What's rule number one?
Don't drink.
Stay together. Good enough. All right. Rule number two. Well, it's not a rule, really. You see this shirt? Well, not these. The shirt that you're wearing, well, most of you guys are wearing shirts. They're by colors, right? That would be the color of your team. With a few exceptions, because we only have 3 pink. If you're pink, raise your hand. Raise it high, man. Come on. There's only 3 pink, so we're going to rearrange. I get to choose how to rearrange. I'm sorry. So we're going to rearrange, and we're going to have 4 or 5 teams, because we're going to do activities. You're about to compete, right? You got the adrenaline rush as you're competing, so we're going to do that. We'll figure that out. All right, so that will be your teams for the different activities. And you see the people that have this ribbon, well, maybe not on their hair. Some have it on their hands, some have it on their arm. Girl, let me show your ribbons. Look at them, the guys in the blue shirt. Show your ribbon.
I want a ribbon.
That's the color of your shirt, of your team. They will be your team leaders. Okay, so I'm green. And they will be the ones in charge of telling you guys how to do the activities and helping you lead through it. Okay? So make sure you go to your correct team leader. If you're confused, just grab any of us and be like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm lost. And we'll guide you in the right direction. Okay? Don't be afraid to ask. I got green. Yes, I'm green. We're good, guys.
And 2 white.
And we got 2 white. 2 white team leaders. They're the team masters, okay? For the whole event. All right. Any other rules? Let me see. Any questions that you guys have?
Who are the team leaders?
The people with the ribbons. The people with the blue shirts.
I need to get a visual of what they look like.
Look at the back. See all those people with the blue shirts?
If I turn around, I'm afraid he's gonna do something.
You will not do something. Vengan para acá, para presentarlos. Vengan. Mario. 2 minutes. All right, Father. We got 2 minutes, people. Let's hustle. Come on. Yes. 2 minutes. So I am Mireya, and I am the team leader for the green team. And Yuli is going to be with me. Yuli and I are the green team leaders, okay? Joselito is the yellow team leader. Who's with you, Joselito? Sparkle. Where's Sparkle? He's coming in a minute. He is the yellow team leader. So look at him. Claudia is pink. Claudia and Samuel. This guy over here, come on, Samuel. Yes, you already got one. Sam, he's a little confused. You have to help him a little bit. Sam and Claudia. They will be the pink team. So they're going to be rotating, so there's only 3 pink. Christy is blue. Who else is blue? Dalia. Sweet little Dalia is blue too. There you go. Christy and Dalia, they're blue team. Olivia is purple. Who else is purple? Come over here so they can look at you. Christian and Olivia, they're purple. Make sure you look at them, okay? But where do you want to over Sam? Lupe and Mario. You got their faces? Registered. Lupe and Mario. What color are they? Orange. Good job. Let's send you back to kindergarten.
Tony the Tiger.
Mr. Daniel will be in charge of security tonight. Yes. So if anybody will get in trouble, you know you're going to be dealing with, all right? So let's stay away from that. And Mr. Andrew, over there with the camera, he is our fearless leader, okay? So say hi, Mr. Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. Hello.
And we have someone else. Come here. Somebody come. Sergio, like he's rotating. And Araceli, what team are you, Araceli? I think she's orange, we're not sure yet. All right, so that is the walk from the introduction, guys. So now I think if Father Paul is ready, he would like to give you can turn around so he can take your picture too. Yes, turn around, go on, it's a cute angle, totally. You can wave at him too, come on. All right, so thank you guys.
So, how's everyone? Good? Good? All excited? Well, I guess I already answered that, so just get all pumped up. This, of course, Andres, was the air conditioning put on today? Was the air conditioning put on today? Is the air conditioning, was it put on today?
Well, this morning was working.
Technical.
It's not?
It's just it's you guys. That's what's hard. Anthony, come on.
Okay. St. Joseph's is growing tremendously. How many of y'all know that we do 600 baptisms a year? So Father Bond has been here a year, so he and I each have done about 300 baptisms just the past year. But that's not only just the past year, since the year 2000, we've been doing 600 a year. So that adds up to 7,200, 7,800 children that have been baptized here at St. Joseph's since the year 2000. How many of y'all were baptized here at St. Joseph's?
Raise them high, guys, come on.
Yeah. Hey, what enthusiasm. All right. He's going to be our cheerleader. All right. So I want to hear all this. Yay, Father Paul. Go, Father Paul. All right. But we're growing tremendously. And this year, we also did 400 First Communions for children and another 80 for adults and young adults. That's 400 children. We had to do 6 or 8 masses or something like that for First Communion. And the nice thing about St. Joseph's is that if we look at our statistics, the children who were baptized here, the majority of them, in fact, something like 80% of them, receive First Communion. And then many of them also go on to confirmation. That's a great thing. It means that the families growing up here in Dalton are practicing their faith, they love their faith, they're coming to church, and they're bringing their kids, and there's great enthusiasm there. In the past, we have done confirmation at 10th grade year, which meant preparation during the 8th and 9th grade year, and then the final part of preparation during 10th grade year. And so how many of y'all participated in that confirmation program here in the last couple of years? So y'all know what it's like here on the Sunday afternoon when you have 300 or 400 other young people here. It gets kind of crowded and it gets kind of difficult to get to know people. And also, in my experience, and some people may say differently, in my experience, kids who have to be there aren't as enthusiastic as those who want to be there. Now, we still have the duty of educating our young people in the faith and helping them prepare for confirmation. But I talked with the bishop last year when we were doing our confirmation at the Northwest Georgia Convention Center, and because we didn't have room here at St. Joseph's to do it for all the young people that we had. And I said, I got an idea. Allow us to move our confirmation program a little bit younger, 1 year younger, so that we can do the classroom education for the children in the 7th and 8th grade, and then they get confirmed at the beginning of the 9th grade. then from their confirmation all the way through high school, youth group is voluntary. And the kids who want to come will come. And we'll hope that the ones who are kind of on the border, maybe not thinking about it, or just they don't like coming, maybe they'll think about it again. Maybe they'll see something going on there that they'll want to participate in. So that's the fundamental change in the education program in the youth group here at St. Joseph's, is that the 9th through 12th grade will be youth group, and those who participate will have already been confirmed, and it will be something voluntary, which means it will be something that you want to be involved in, something that you want to participate in, something that you're not dragged here kicking and screaming, but also something that there will be enough activities and variety of activities that you'll be interested in, that it will really help you to grow as a community, like I mentioned in Mass, about being part of a group, being part of a community, but also help you to grow individually in your faith. With that in mind, we have put together a ideas for a new program, and the okay, the new program here at St. Joseph's Catholic Church, you see all the people there. One thing you'll learn about me is I like to take pictures. You'll probably see me a few times with running around with my camera and everything. So I took most of these pictures. But what the first thing I said to the, do y'all know this reference, don't panic, with the smiley face? You know where that comes from?
No.
It's very, huh? Yeah. It's from a very famous book called Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, and it's an old thing from the 1980s, but I guess it's my generation stuff, and y'all need to appreciate it. But the reason I say don't panic is a lot of people really enjoyed the youth group under Robert, and we're really grateful for what Robert did. And he really did an amazing work to get together 300 young people on a Sunday afternoon and to make a good program for them. But we have changed the program. Robert decided to step down. He wants to move to different types of ministries. And so a lot of people are wondering, change is bad. I like it the way it was. And my message is, don't panic. There's going to be some change in the youth group and how we do things, but it's going to be building on what we had and hopefully adding new things that will make it even more fun for all of you. So the first thing to do is define a Catholic youth group. And very simply, each of these words are very important. Is a community of Catholic youth centered on a personal encounter with Jesus Christ through his church and his people. That's what I talked about at Mass today, about forming a group, a community that shares your faith, the Catholic youth. And this group is formed of young people, in this case, 8th grades 9 through 12, and then also led by older young adults. And the most important thing about being Catholic is really to have, like our Protestant friends will say, to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, have a personal encounter with him. And how do we encounter Jesus? We encounter him through his church, through his people. And we learn in catechism and confirmation. We encounter him especially in the sacraments, coming to Mass, hearing the Word of God, and also you encounter Jesus in each other. And the important thing about his people, who was his people when we saw the call of Matthew today? They were sinners, tax collectors, prostitutes, and so on. In that sense, no one should be afraid to come to the youth group. It's open to everyone, no matter your state in life, your background, mistakes you may have made, or whether you're popular or not, whether you're a member of one group or another group. Nothing matters, because everyone here is equal in the eyes of Christ, and everyone here is welcome. And then we encounter Jesus, especially in each other, and then most especially, as Pope Francis has been talking a lot about, and as we will experience throughout the youth program, is we encounter Jesus in serving others, okay? The service starts in the family, starts here at the church and in the group, but also, especially like Pope Francis wants us to do, goes out to the world around us to encounter Christ, to bring Christ to others. So how then is this done practically? Well, I was always taught way back 25 years ago in seminary that it's nice to organize things in a mnemonic way to remember. So I just use each of these things to start with an S. So social community, spirituality and worship, serving others, scripture and catechism, social media, sports activities, sharing faith, and evangelization. In our group, since it's our task to encounter Jesus, then there's a variety of ways that you can encounter him. Perhaps you see at school you get invited to a Bible study, and that's very important for, especially among our Protestant friends, is to study the Bible. It's a great thing. We're going to do that too. But that's not the only thing the youth group is about. It's fun to, as a youth group to come together and have social activities, to have parties and pizzas and bonfires and Noche de Estrellas and all that. But that's not all we do. It's especially important to come together and worship. So the spirituality and worship part of it is important that we'll do together as a group. To find ways to serve others as a group, to use the social media to evangelize, to talk to each other, communicate, and to share with each other through social media. And then to have sports activities. How many members of our soccer team do we have here? Where's Elise? No, well, probably one. And there's Elise, yeah. Y'all got another game tomorrow, right? And 2 o'clock, right? Yeah. So, but there's no reason the youth group can also be involved in sports activities, okay? And then also sharing faith and evangelization, which is done in a number of ways. Point being is that the youth group is not just one thing, 1 hour a week, and you come and listen to a lecture or something like that, like we're listening to now. Hopefully it's not a lecture, but anyway. It's not just the one thing. It appeals, hopefully will appeal to a variety of people. Some of you may be very interested in sports and doing things, sports activities with youth group. Others that may not be so interesting, but you might be a prayer group or Bible study group, or you might like organizing the parties and arranging the pizza and all that stuff. And others you might be real good with computers and camcorders and Facebook and all that stuff. Everyone can share their talents in the group and be part of the whole. Because as I said, in a group, we strengthen each other and we become more than what we are individually. So the social aspect of the youth group, obviously, socializing, having meals together, movies, music, dance, games, hanging out, being creative. There's plenty of things that you can do. How many of you see yourself in that picture? How many of you were in that picture? Anyone? Confirmed last year? No? A couple? Okay. But anyway, I just like that picture. It shows the whole group together at confirmation. But the point is, the social aspect is just one aspect. And there's many things within that aspect you can participate in. And the whole group will be doing these different things so that there's something that appeals to everyone. Spirituality and worship. This picture, because the little girl running at the bottom, but anyway. Obviously, the Holy Mass is the source of some of our faith. Coming to Mass is the most important thing. If you participate in every other aspect of the youth group but don't come to Mass, then Father Devon and I would be very disappointed. Okay? Because the Mass is so important to the Catholic faith, so I want you to come to understand it, know it, love it, which is why one thing that we're going to talk about when we get to it. But we can have devotions, y'all can pray together, in prayer groups, and also the experience of the sacraments like confirmation. Serving others. This served within the parish, but also serving outside the parish. There we see Father Juan de Dios out the Run for John that we have every year that you can either run in or help organize. There's other charities around town that you can get involved in, and as a group you can find ways to help. You can also be a servant at Mass, whether it be Eucharist minister, lector, usher, monaguillo, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of different things. We'll be forming a youth group band that will play at Mass. And if you like that, then go for it. Or some of our young people really like teaching and getting involved, whether it be helping out in the classrooms or themselves preparing to be catechists. Lots of ways you can serve. Scripture and Catechism, understanding how many of you have been challenged by your Protestant friends about your faith? Why do you Catholics worship saints? Why do you worship Mary? Why do you believe that communion is the body and blood of Jesus Christ? What do you believe about the Bible? How do you answer all those questions? Well, hopefully the youth group in various ways will teach you so that you can be prepared to answer the questions that you'll get, but also you can't really share what you don't know. And so the more you know your faith, the easier it is to share it with others and to do so in a kind and inviting way. So we can look at different issues and learn what the church teaches. You can be a group leader, you can be a teacher, and we can prepare a skit. There we have our youth group from a couple of years ago doing the Stations of the Cross. Important thing is to ask questions and listen. Hopefully this environment will be conducive to asking questions and having conversations, because that's how really you learn more and more about the faith. Social media. This was at, this picture was at our graduation mass two years ago. And I was sitting there with all the graduates, and they're all behind me, and 120 graduates. And then there were so many people who take pictures, so I took a picture of them. So I just thought that was kind of neat. But anyway, all sorts of fun things. How many of y'all know that we have a Facebook page? St. Joseph's has a Facebook page. How many of y'all liked the St. Joseph's Facebook page? Yeah. Huh? Yeah, good. But I try to keep it up to date, but certainly we can even have a youth group Facebook page where y'all can communicate, share events and ideas and interesting things. I don't do Twitter. I don't see Twitter as very useful. I think Facebook's better. But how many of y'all know that we have a blog? We have a website and a blog, and I even have a personal blog. How many of y'all know I have a personal blog? I have a couple, actually. I have a homilies blog where I post my homilies every once in a while, and what I think are my good ones. So those ones I think are good.
I got Bluetooth.
And Danny's got a blog, and Danny's got also a Facebook page for the radio program.
Yes.
I've also got a blog called Faith and Certainty, which is about answering the objections of atheists in science. Because my background is as a scientist, and so before I became a priest, I was a computer scientist designing missiles and fighter jets and things like that. And so I know the objections that atheists have, and so I just post information I think is interesting that people might have about defending your faith to those who say there is no God, but also to fighting those who don't believe in God. This is one way you can come to know that God exists. YouTube, we got a YouTube video page that now has, you can listen to Father Devon's catechist training sessions, an hour and a half each. They're all up there on YouTube right now, but also just any events going on that I happen to have my camera around, I put it on our YouTube page. However, as you notice, I kind of set all this up myself tonight, and if you notice, how many of y'all have noticed our Mass Cam? You can click on our homepage and you can watch Mass live online, and I can show you how to do that. Let me see. This is St. Joseph's Facebook. This is our homepage. Now, chances are it's not going to be working right now because the camera's not working well. But you click on that button, and that's happening right now. Of course, the camera. Yeah. You hear, Mom? Yeah. As you can see, the camera doesn't work perfectly. It doesn't work here because our bandwidth is kind of low. Now she cannot see your back. No. But in case, that's just if you're away and you want to see what's going on, especially if it's a youth group night or something, or there's something going on in the church, you can just click on that, watch Mass live online, and we got lots going on there. But I need help. I need help with that. So if you're good with technical stuff, that can be something you can share in a way of serving the parent. You can help record things and broadcast things, and also help with the music and everything. sports activities. I just wrote down soccer, volleyball, bowling. We've already had a bowling night this summer. How many of y'all went on the bowling night? How many of y'all went on the bowling night? A few of y'all did. Yeah.
Bowling, we went bowling.
That went bowling. Yeah. So I call something different in Spanish. I don't know. But anyway, bowling. Yeah. So anyway, but things like that, just chances to get together, have fun, and, play sports. I put down Teen Olympics. If you want to have a Teen Olympics at the parish, go for it. These are just ideas I'm throwing out there. And of course, we have a great running community here in Dalton. I know a lot of y'all are runners and may have participated in Run for John. So y'all can do that as a youth group. When you go for Run for John, you can all wear your youth group t-shirts and participate as a youth group. Lots of things that y'all can do in sports. Sharing faith and evangelization. Here I have a picture of the graduates on one of our years. I think it was 2 years ago. And point being is after graduation, they're being sent out to the world. The same way in the youth group, you're not supposed to just live your faith here, keep it private here. You're supposed to go out and share with others. So witnessing to others, reaching out to the community, going on local missions, which is just something in the community that needs done, so you can go help out with, needs that we identify that you can be a part of. Going on mission trips outside of this area, even outside the country. How many of y'all going to Rio? Yeah, I got at least 3 guys going to Rio de Janeiro in about 3 weeks, right? 2.5 weeks? Yeah. They're going to hang out with Pope Francis in Brazil. Okay, there's no reason that the youth group can't do things like that if y'all work hard enough, okay? And to go out, for example, I led the first mission from the Archdiocese of Atlanta to Jamaica. And y'all got all these tie-dye shirts, and that's the kids in Jamaica made for us, but not these, but when I was there. But we took a group back in 1998 to a group of that ministers to handicapped orphans in Jamaica. Because these kids are really, if they're handicapped, there's such poverty there, the kids, the parents can't care for them, and so they end up being abandoned. And they end up in this orphanage run by a priest and his people. And it was a beautiful experience. We went out to Jamaica for a week. We did some construction, things like that. But the main thing was we just got to know the children, these little handicapped children, orphans. And it was the most beautiful experience that many of us have ever had. So if y'all want to go to Jamaica, I could arrange it, but you got to work hard. Yeah. Colombia. Yeah. Or Father Devon wants to go to the canonization of Pope John Paul, who was just named a saint yesterday, or was it today? Today I think it was, yeah. Pope John Paul is now a saint, Saint John Paul. His official canonization is going to be in Rome, probably in December. And Father Devon said, please, Father Paul, let me go. Please, Father Paul, let me go. And I was like, okay, but I don't know if he's going to go or not. But there's no reason y'all couldn't go with him if he puts together something and y'all want to go to Rome. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of community. We're not just going to hand you things here. You're going to have to work for them, okay? And then all sorts of different ways that you can share your faith. It's very important. Remember what I said. These are my key philosophies, okay? We can add to these and modify these, but the important things I want you to understand about the youth group is that everything in the Catholic Church, the Eucharist, the Mass, is the source and summit of our faith, meaning everything that we draw strength from the Eucharist, and everything we do is directed towards the Eucharist. So the Eucharist gives us life so that we can go out and share and bring everything back to the Eucharist. So everything flows from and flows to the Mass. Okay, so the Mass is the most important thing. But obviously, the youth group is not limited to Sunday. It's no longer going to be simply a Sunday afternoon program. Okay, there's going to be other activities at different times. As I said, I already kind of mentioned, community building in small groups, meaning some of you might be more focused on sports, others more focused on social activities, others really want to learn more about your faith and share with others. everybody there should be something that appeals to each of you that you can take a part in, and that helps build the community as a whole. Even though, like St. Paul said, we're not all hands, or we're not all feet, or eyeballs. You know, some of us are hands, some of us are feet, some of us are eyeballs, and all together we form a body. The other thing that's so important, one of the reasons we do a youth group is so that you can, for a lot of young people especially, you can come out of your shell, you can learn how to be a leader. And you can only really learn how to be a leader by doing. And this, hopefully, participating in the youth group will give you some confidence and the ability to interact with others well and to eventually be a leader. And so really, the whole 4-year structure of the program will be such that those who have been in the program for 4 years, by the time they're seniors, will be leading the younger people. So it's all an interaction and a thing of growth. I talked about St. Joseph's at the beginning. There's so many things going on here at St. Joseph's that you can participate in, and I want the youth group to be visible so that, you know, maybe our theme will be tie-dye t-shirts, you know. So whenever they see a group of kids in tie-dye t-shirts, they'll know, that's the youth group. And look what they're doing. They're helping out the care mass. They're cleaning up, you know, with machetes, like Father Devon yesterday. How many of y'all came yesterday to help Father Devon? See? Yeah. And what y'all can do is, you know, y'all can come as a youth group to events like that. You can say, we're a youth group, we're here to pray, okay? The other thing is safe environment. So y'all notice that y'all are sleeping, ladies upstairs or men downstairs or vice versa, whichever it is. This is a safe environment for young people, and meaning that all the leaders have background checks, okay? And also that we have safeguards in place so that there's no opportunity for anyone to be taken advantage of or for anyone to engage in any inappropriate behavior. These are all very, very important reasons because the church has a responsibility to protect young people from being taken advantage of in any way, shape, or form, okay? So a safe environment is very important. So that's why we have all these little rules and things like that. It's not just about sexual things, but also it's about, you know, physical and psychological and things like that, that we are a protected environment that everyone should feel safe here in every way, okay? The other thing, too, is that your parents are going to be involved. We want your parents to know what's going on here. We want you to feel comfortable to go back home after youth night to say to your parents everything that happened, okay? And that so that there's a comfortable relationship with your parents, so the parents know what's going on, they're happy for you, enthusiastic for you, but also that they know that you're doing good things, that you're well taken care of, okay? And this then links to the next point, is that we're all about trust here. Trust between leaders, core leaders, teens, and parents. If there's ever a breakdown in trust on any of the levels, we need to step back and rethink what we're doing so that you can come to the youth group and your parents can trust myself and Father Devon and our staff. They can also trust the leaders, and they can trust you, knowing that you're in good hands. Likewise, we know that the parents are involved and what's going on. Obviously, as I mentioned, you know, St. Matthew, when he had his dinner for Jesus, he invited everybody, and everybody was welcome. The Pharisees wanted to exclude them because they're sinners, but Jesus says, you know, everyone's welcome. That's why I come. That's why we have the youth groups, because everyone feels welcome here, and no matter where they're coming from, and even if they just got a little bit of faith, but they want to be here, that's a good thing. Nobody has to be perfect, nobody has to be a saint in order to be a member of the youth group. The organization, Devon and I, we're the Los Jefes, okay? We're in charge. Patron. Yeah. And then Kathy, you know, is our education director here at St. Joseph's, and Juanita works with her as her co-director. Andres is the official leader. Where's Andres? There he is. Andres is the official leader of the youth group, and Juanita is a co-leader with him. So those are our two main leaders. There's Juanita. Everybody say that?
Hey,
Everybody knows Juanita. And Andres has maybe 12 years of experience here, with about 10 or 12? 2004. Okay, so about 9 years. 9 years here, working with youth here. And Juanita has been working for us for a couple of years now with the education department, but she's been here for a long time, volunteering as a catechesis, and she also has about 300 nieces and nephews. So she knows everybody. Not nieces and nephews, godchildren. But about 300 kids call her aunt, or tia. So, or madrina. As I said, there will be a structure based on time of the program that as you grow into the program, you become a leader. So the seniors will be leaders and be more involved and be leaders, not just participating. And then, of course, 9 through 12. And the confirmation program is going to be a little bit different how it's structured, but just so you know, the confirmation candidates are 7th and 8th grade now. At the beginning of 9th grade, the only thing they're doing is no class. They'll be doing youth group at the beginning of the 9th grade, preparing for their confirmation, which this year will be in November. The Sunday outline, 4 o'clock Mass. And the Mass is so important because you are going to be the ushers, the Eucharistic ministers, the lectors, the monaguillos, and also the band. Okay? Now, I did the Mass tonight. I kind of did like we do at the 4 o'clock. How have y'all ever been to the 4 o'clock Mass? Probably, most of you. The 4 o'clock Mass is meant to be bilingual, and it kind of is. I mean, but it's mostly, 95% of people there are Spanish speaking, and many of them know English. The majority of the crowd seems to like Spanish. Well, that's going to change a little bit because we are going to do like we do, where opening and closing prayers will be in English, and other parts of the prayers will be in English, and the sermon will probably be English and Spanish. But the song responses will mostly be in Spanish. However, if y'all get a good band together and y'all are comfortable doing what you're doing, and you want to do the Mass responses in English, then that's going to be your decision. Like I say, you're going to grow up to be the leaders, and you're going to be helping us make decisions. I'm not going to tell you how to do everything, because if I did, I'd go crazy, because I'd have my hand in everything. That's not the way I am. I want to see leaders grow up, which means I want to see you making decisions, you organizing and making suggestions to us. And so the 4 o'clock Mass will become what you want it to be, okay? After the Mass, which will be 5 o'clock when I do the Mass, and 5:20 when Father Vaughn does the Mass. I don't know if any of y'all got that, but anyway. My sermon's a little shorter than Father Vaughn's. And that's because Father Vaughn is a better preacher than I am.
No, porque yo comprendo un poquito al Señor.
Nice, okay. And then, so at 5:15, you gather in the hall and begin your opening activities, which will be icebreakers, just fun things to get everybody together as everyone's gathering. Then you break out, and just don't worry about this, but we do have RCIC first year Holy Communion for teenagers who haven't made their first Holy Communion. First year confirmation, second year confirmation, and then in the hall would be you guys, youth group, and those who are going to be confirmed that fall, so third year confirmation. So it's kind of 3 or 4 groups that break out. The biggest group will be here. And then we'll make it about an hour, so by 6:45 you're ready to go home. Now we might sometimes go a little longer, but that's the plan that we're working with, all right? Everybody says, thank you. Those are my puppets, Christy and Lydia, multi-boost. What will youth group be? It'll be what you make of it, what we make of it, what Christ makes of it, okay? And the puppies think it's going to be awesome. Any questions then about the youth group? Because y'all are the trailblazers tonight, since this is the first big youth group event in the summer before we begin our new youth group in the fall. Any questions, any comments? Sound good? Sound good? You excited about it? All right, good. Then I will turn it over now. Who's next? Grace, you?
Un aplauso más fuerte al Padre, hombre. Gracias, Padre. También queremos pedirle al Padre Román que nos eche unas palabritas aquí antes de empezar con la rumba. ¿Sí o no?
No, hijo, a ver, lo más importante de todo, lo más importante. El Padre Paul y yo somos los sacerdotes que hoy estamos y mañana no estaremos aquí. Entonces, me alegra mucho que ustedes respondieron venir hoy y disfrutar su iglesia. Esta iglesia no es del Padre ni mía, es su iglesia. Y la propuesta que el Padre les hace de tener un grupo juvenil, traten de participar en él, porque es un proyecto y un programa para que usted disfrute. En inglés dice enjoy. Entonces el Padre y yo lo que queremos es que ustedes disfruten su iglesia, crezcan en la fe y ustedes sean parte de todo lo que en esa iglesia se quiere hacer para ustedes. Lo único que queremos, el único objetivo, lo que queremos como sacerdotes es que ustedes tengan un encuentro con Dios y ese encuentro con Dios lo disfruten aquí en la iglesia, sintiendo su iglesia como su casa. Espero que esta noche disfruten y que esta noche hagan mucha vida, hagan muchos amigos y continúen participando todos los viernes. Esta iglesia está para ustedes. Y si van a venir al programa de confirmación, cada semana la iglesia va a estar en mucha alegría esperándolos para que tengan ese encuentro con Jesús y así sean muy, muy, muy felices. Es lo único que yo quisiera agregar.
Gracias.
I always do try to tell people, like he said, we're here today, but where the bishop will send us tomorrow, we don't know. So, in other words, don't base your love of the church based on your love of individuals or leaders and things like that, because you're still going to be here when we get assigned to the next place. So this is your group. It will be what you make of it, and hopefully we'll be here to add a little bit to it as we are. Now, the good thing is, though, Father Devon has agreed to stay 10 years here with me. So we've got another 10 years here before you. Okay. So,
No comprende.
But yeah, this is, you'll be here a lot longer than I will and Devon will. So this is what you make of it. What you make of it now is going to have a big impact on what St. Joseph's is 10, 15, 20 years from now. So enjoy.
Gracias, aplauso. Okay, guys, are you still comfortable? Are you still comfortable? No. Come on. We just preparing for you guys, especially for you. Special design for you. So let's get out, guys. Vamos a ponernos de pie. ¿Se cansaron? Who's tired? ¿Quién se desmayó allí? ¿Quién está desmayado? ¿Ambulancia? ¿911? ¿No? Okay. Okay, guys, please. First, thank you for coming. Esto es yo lo veo de esta manera, this way. Dios nos invita a venir, ¿sí o no? Ahorita somos como 49, ¿cierto? Somos 49. Pero next time queremos que seamos 100. y queremos crecer. So we need to make it happen, but it's up to us. Let's make it happen, okay? So we will have fun, but we want to learn a lot of things. We're going to go deeper in our spiritual side. Vamos a tener un encuentro más personal también con Dios. Yo sé que todos conocen aquí a Dios, ¿cierto? Cada domingo en misa lo conocemos ahí, cada domingo en misa lo presenciamos, lo tomamos. Y hoy es un momento también especial donde vamos a tener una experiencia muy, muy especial con Él también. Besides, también vamos a divertirnos muchísimo, ¿ok? So, lo que vamos a hacer ahorita, vamos a hacer un círculo grandote. Círculo así grande, 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 grande. Todos, a la 1, a las 2, a las 3, vamos a hacer un círculo grande. Vamos a cerrar el círculo aquí de este lado, aquí, para acá. A little bit more, a little bigger. Eso. ¿Ah? No, I said the circle bigger. You're fine. Okay. Díganle adiós a los padres, pues. Bye, padres. They're going to be praying for us. Okay. So, primero, a ver, necesito la atención de todos. ¿Recuerdan lo que les dijimos last week en the youth group upstairs? También cuando estaban ustedes signing up, ¿qué les dijimos cuando estaban registrándose after mass? Remember? Yes. Who said that? Great. The most important thing in this event, this Lunada, Cristo Lunada, is to be open to participate. To be open to follow directions. So, deal? Deal or no deal? Como dice mi niña, pinky promise?
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. Ya saben que todavía se la saben eso. So, tenemos que estar open to participation, open to, ¿qué más dije? To follow directions. I hope you guys, everyone left yourself in the main table. So no cell phones over here, no electronics, no iPods, no iPads, no anything. Just you. Because the most important thing in this Lunada is you, okay? You and the things that are going to happen tonight. Okay? So if someone feels like you're sleepy, like something, let us know so we can give you a shot to wake up. Mireya's a nurse, so she knows how to do it. Okay, guys, let's start with the initial day. Open your prayer. So vamos a tomar todas nuestras manos, incluyendo nosotros del equipo, vamos a meternos al círculo también. Courting.